In today's Final Touch, being on a game show isn't as easy as it looks.
Here's a case in point. So Popeye's chicken was in the headlines a lot last year, and it's for that reason you can almost forgive this Family Feud Canadian contestant's epic fail. Almost.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken!
She quickly realized it wasn't a question not about Popeye's chicken, but Popeye the Sailor Man, who ate spinach, of course. The blunder cost her family a shot at $10,000, but Popeye's chicken quickly swooped in and offered the meme-worthy contestant $10,000 worth of free fast food. Now that is something to dance about. I think this is the dance is what really...
Oh, no, that's really funny. That's really funny.
Chicken! All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
And right now at 5, hundreds of people in Richland Center are raising concerns in court after finding out a violent sex offender will move in next to a mother and her 3 children.
President Trump is in the Badger State holding a rally for his supporters. We are live from Milwaukee ahead of the gathering.
A popular music venue and bar in Rock County could lose its liquor license after an incident where shots were fired. What the owner and police have to say.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. A Richland Center mother of 3 has been fighting to get a violent sex offender relocated from the house next door.
A petition with more than 4,000 signatures gained the court's attention with concern for the community's safety. Our Jamie Perez joins us live outside of the Richland County Courthouse with the decision. Jamie?
The decision was made about 20 minutes ago. The court has ordered that the sex offender needs to be relocated. We did just speak with the mother who says she is so relieved to hear of this news. 64-year-old Richard Sugden was supposed to move right next door to a mother and her 3 kids on a country road in isolation here in Richland County. The mother and her kids said they have not slept in days because they're scared of their safety given the history of his violent crimes. He served decades in prison for abduction and rape that he committed back in the 70s. He will now have 60 days to work with the Department of Corrections to find a new place to live. We did speak with the mom and Sugden's attorney just now. We will have their reaction to this news coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
All right, Jamie, thank you very much. A cool and calmer Tuesday across southern Wisconsin, but we could wake up to some snow and some slick roads.
Let's check your first alert forecast now. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is here. Dave?
Yeah, Susan and Eric, a little bit more snow, maybe even some freezing rain could be on the way forward tomorrow morning across southern Wisconsin. Right now, the clouds are still in place in Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. A little bit milder today with highs in the mid to upper 30s. Right now at 34 in Madison with those cloudy skies. West wind at 8 miles per hour, making it feel like 27 degrees for the wind chill. Other temperatures, 32 in the Dells, 33 in Lone Rock, a little bit cooler towards north and west of Madison, so 26 in Viroqua, 27 Black River Falls, and 34 in Janesville. Right now, those wind chills are generally in the mid to upper 20s, so that wind chill not going to be a serious factor in the forecast. That changes, though, as we get a little bit closer to next week when cold air is going to move in. But we have to talk about a few snow systems before then. So your day planner for tomorrow, starting off in the lower 20s. That snow and possibly some freezing rain will move in just in time for that commute tomorrow morning. So there could be some slick spots. We'll go hour by hour and track that snow and also a potential snowmaker just in time for the weekend in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Dave. In just a couple of hours, President Trump will address his supporters for the first time in Wisconsin this election season.
And Amy Reed joins us now from Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee to show how his supporters are feeling today. Amy?
If how early the crowd showed up is any indication, they're feeling good. We're still hours away, and this arena, which can fit about 13,000 people, is more than halfway full. Outside, people began showing up as early as last night. Tables to buy Keep America Great merchandise were up early, too. We talked to a man from Jefferson who drove out for this. He said he picked Trump to vote against Clinton in 2016. Now he's sticking with him in 2020 because of how he thinks the country is doing generally, and especially when it comes to national security and the economy.
And if you take the emotion out of politics, which is always difficult, and you just take a look at where we are with the economy, Trump should be winning in a landslide.
Very much so see the effects that the decisions of politicians and elected officials make, and how that impacts our community, and how when we don't have an organized voice in the decisions that they make, that our concerns aren't at the forefront.
Issues are also a big factor for Rick Banks, who works on the north side of Milwaukee. His organization hopes to educate people, especially African Americans, about what their vote can do. He said that can be a key if Wisconsin is as tight as it was in 2016. His group, Black Leaders Organizing for Communities, said they aren't endorsing a Democrat this year, but they don't think Trump can sway the voters that they are talking to. Now, Milwaukee will be central again in about 6 months for the Democratic National Convention. That'll be just about a block away at Pfizer Forum. And I'm sure that Wisconsin won't shake much of the political spotlight between now and the election.
No doubt. Amy Reed live at Panther Arena, where the president will speak tonight. Amy, thank you.
Meanwhile, across state lines, 6 Democratic presidential candidates are meeting for one last time before the Iowa caucuses. The 6 candidates who qualified for this 7th Democratic debate are each looking for a breakout performance before Iowa voters caucus on February 3rd. A new poll shows former Vice President Joe Biden leading a tight race.
There's no meaningful difference between the top 4 candidates in the polls. And so they all have some sort of appeal.
Half of the Democrats still in the race did not qualify for this debate, including billionaire Michael Bloomberg.
A Wisconsin appeals court has put on hold an order to immediately remove up to 209,000 names from the state's voter registration rolls, handing Democrats who had fought the move a victory in the battleground state. The case being closely watched as Wisconsin is among a group of swing states being targeted by both Democrats and the president this year. President Trump narrowly won Wisconsin in 2016 by fewer than 23,000 votes, partly because of his surprise victory in Racine County. President Obama won that county in 2008 and 2012. The Marshall Police Department is asking for help with the search for a missing 16-year-old. Lucas Wills was last seen leaving his home on Overlook Terrace around 10 Sunday night. Police say there is reason to believe he may be in the Milwaukee area. Anyone with information about Wills' location asked to call the Marshall Police Department.
A 49-year-old man died in a garage fire yesterday in the town of Oakdale. That's just east of Toma. A caller told dispatch her husband might have been in the shed when the fire broke out. Officials say Richard Cease was found dead inside after the fire was extinguished. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but there is no information available that this incident involved foul play.
A Green Bay high school counselor is charged with secretly videotaping 15 people in a school bathroom, including one student. 54-year-old Todd Nays appeared in court yesterday, and his $50,000 bond was continued. According to the complaint, he set up an iPod in the staff bathroom at Southwest High School and taped sporadically from August 2016 until about April or May of 2018, when his wife found the files and confronted him. The complaint says Nays said he took the images of people at work who did not respect him. One of the victims is a former student who would have been 17 at the time.
An investigation is underway in Evansville into what caused a house fire. Firefighters say it happened around 4 yesterday evening in the 300 block of West Liberty Street. When crews arrived, they say they saw smoke and were able to bring the fire under control. Crews spent 3 hours opening up the wall of the home to extinguish the fire. Firefighters say no one was home at the time of the fire, but unfortunately multiple pets died in the fire.
UW Health reports 100 pediatric cases and 175 adult cases so far in the flu season. Those numbers much higher compared to this time a year ago. So experts are sharing some simple reminders to keep you and your family safe. Wash your hands. They say for at least 20 seconds. Wipe down commonly used surfaces like TV remotes and fridge handles. Remember, it's not too late to get the vaccine either.
It's best to get it, pretty close to October, because then you'll have longer immunity. But even if you didn't get the flu shot back then, you'll still gain some protection, even if you got the flu shot now. It takes a couple weeks for you to gain that immunity, but some immunity now is better than none, because the flu season extends into March.
Still plenty of time. Flu season lasts until March.
Second Harvest Food Bank of southern Wisconsin is receiving a big donation. Dietz and Watson Deli Meats and Cheese of Philadelphia and Pick and Save donated 3,000 pounds of deli meats today. It's part of their Families Helping Families program.
Organizations such as Second Harvest and the food pantries it serves are the cornerstones of the community, distributing food to families in need and making a profound difference in the communities and in the lives of many.
Last year, Second Harvest Food Bank distributed 15 million pounds of food to those in need.
If you're a fan of riding your bicycle all year round, the City of Madison's Engineering Division asks for your patience clearing snow and ice from the paths. Officials say that process takes coordination between the Engineering and Parks Department. They prioritize using brushes and machinery to clear paths and try to minimize salt use to protect the environment. New as of January 1st, crews are clearing paths more often than they used to.
As of the first of the year, we also are clearing bike paths on weekends and holidays during big snow events. So we're adding that extra layer of service for all of our residents that use those paths, even when it's snowing. We know that Madison's a bike-friendly community, so we know that it's important for those kind of paths to be cleared.
City officials are also working to build an online map that shows which paths have been cleared so bicyclists and runners can plan out their route before they head out the door.
A popular bar and music venue in Rock County is in danger of losing its right to sell alcohol.
That's the Back Bar in Janesville. It's been a concern for police since an incident there in November. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter spoke to Janesville's police chief as well as the bar's owner. Joined us now from a Rock County bureau with how a birthday party set this all into motion. Adam?
Eric and Susan, it was that birthday party back in early November that brought about 100 people to the Back Bar in Janesville. And just as things were wrapping up for the night, shots started to ring out from the parking lot. Now, today I talked to the bar's co-owner, Bob Kerman, who says he called police and the police responded right away to that incident. Well, he says he was compliant with them. Their concern over gun violence in Janesville could cost him, as this bar is now up for review with an alcohol advisory committee this Friday. Now, I talked to Kerman today, who says this is just too tough a punishment, but police say they're not taking chances.
It's an asset to the community that is undisputable. It's a place to see live music. You can see your favorite band you hear on the radio there. It's a safe place. There are no problems. There have been literally no problems in 18 years inside the bar.
As we read the police reports, we spoke with the officers, we reviewed the video, and really appreciated the seriousness of the circumstances. And it was at that point that we decided that the ALAC should hear our concern.
That hearing would be this Friday, and Kerman told me today, should the Back Bar lose its liquor license, it would effectively kill the business that they're able to do with bringing in concerts. And Chief Moore told me that anytime the city has a chance to address gun violence, they're going to take it.
All right, Adam Duxter in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
Wisconsin wrestler Tristan Moran has been named the Big Ten Wrestler of the Week. Moran knocked off the #2 wrestler and the #6 wrestler last week at 141 pounds. He could face the #1 wrestler on Friday as Wisconsin hosts Ohio State at the Fieldhouse. Wrestling begins at 8 o'clock.
You have a chance to meet the Badger women's hockey team tomorrow. They'll be at Vilas Park from 6 until 7 tomorrow night. The event was originally set to be an outdoor skate. It's been changed to a meet and greet due to ice conditions at the park. Fans will meet the team, Bucky Badger, and receive autographs as well. Admission to the event is free. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the House plans to vote on sending articles of impeachment over to the Senate tomorrow.
Coming up tonight at 6, we're live at the Kohl Center ahead of the Badgers matchup against the Maryland Terrapins. Our Melissa Kim will have a look at the Big Ten matchup at 6.
Some mixed numbers in Tuesday trading on Wall Street. The Dow up 33, the Nasdaq dropped 23, while the S&P was down 5. Just trust me. We'll be right back. Jet fuel dumped by an aircraft returning to Los Angeles International Airport fell onto an elementary school playground today. The Los Angeles County Fire Department says firefighters assessed 17 children and 9 adults who complained of minor injuries. None needed to be taken to a hospital. The FAA says in a statement that plane that dumped the fuel had declared an emergency after departing LAX. Plane returned and landed without further incident.
After a nearly month-long wait, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told Democrats they will move tomorrow to send articles of impeachment against President Trump to the Senate. The House must also still vote on impeachment managers who will make the Democrats' case to remove President Trump from office on charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. While names haven't been revealed, several members expect the chairs of the House Intelligence and Judiciary Committees, Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler, to lead the team.
I think that people we need are folks like Adam and like Jerry, who in a very specific, concrete, matter-of-fact way, without drama, presenting the House case.
This is the most rushed, most biased, and most partisan impeachment process in history.
President Trump's impeachment trial is likely to begin next Tuesday and could last 3 to 5 weeks.
Iran pointing the finger at the United States despite the announcement of arrests and the downing of that Ukrainian jetliner last week. After days of protests in Tehran, Iranian officials say they have arrested several people in the accidental missile attack on that Flight 752 that killed all 176 people on board. Iranian officials say the U.S. bears some of the blame for that incident by ratcheting up tensions after the killing of senior Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani. The president continues to defend his order to kill Soleimani. Let's look at your first alert weather. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield now with your forecast. Dave?
Eric, some slick spots possible by tomorrow morning because we have another round of light snow and possibly some freezing rain on the way. 2 alert days in the forecast I want to make you aware of. The first one is for tomorrow morning. There could be a few slick spots on the commute, but we're not really expecting major impacts from the round of snow that will be around for tomorrow morning. However, on Friday night into Saturday, our next potentially more significant snow system has its sights on southern Wisconsin. So at this point, we're looking at mainly snow, but we could have some freezing rain mix in at times on Saturday. So the track is still a little bit uncertain at this point. We'll continue to fine-tune that. It does look like we will have some travel impacts of some kind when it comes to that system Friday night into Saturday. High temperatures today made it into the mid-30s and upper 30s across southern Wisconsin. A little bit colder to the north, well warmer to the south with temperatures in the 40s in Moline and Peru. Snow depth, though, really wasn't affected all that much by these slightly above freezing temperatures. Still about 3 to 6 inches of snow across much of the corridor of southern Wisconsin. And we could add to that, not really adding all that much tomorrow, but maybe a half an inch to an inch of snow in some spots, and then potentially adding quite a bit more as we get closer to this weekend. Doppler track is pretty quiet, though, across southern Wisconsin and really a lot of the upper Midwest with just a few flurries here and there. The snow activity is still off to the west. We'll see the snow and freezing rain develop from the south as we get into tomorrow morning, but we should be pretty quiet over the next 12 hours or so. So for tomorrow, for the commute, snow is possible. Also some freezing rain maybe mixing in at times during the morning, especially closer to the state line. As we get into the early afternoon hours, our snow chances go down once again, and we should be quiet on Thursday, quiet and colder, with temperatures starting off in the single digits in the morning and then only making it into the teens for highs in the afternoon. Live look in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam. It's been a cloudy day for most of the time outside, but even with those clouds, temperatures still ended up about 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. Our low temperatures started off in the low 30s, so that's about 20 degrees above where we typically would see those morning temperatures begin at for the day, and temperatures are still bouncing around from the 30s and teens and 20s over the next couple of days, but it does still look like that consistent cold visits as we get into the start of next week, with temperatures in the teens for highs and near 0 for lows. For tonight, we're in the low 20s, so that's a little bit colder than we started off this morning. Partly cloudy otherwise. For tomorrow, we do have a round of light snow moving through during the morning and early afternoon hours. Freezing rain could mix in at times with temperatures in the low 30s. So Let's take a look at future track. We see some snowflakes and maybe some droplets of freezing drizzle moving in. Note the time here, folks. This is around 7 a.m. We do have some snow making its way close to Madison. That snow lasts through most of the morning into the very early afternoon hours, but by about 3 p.m., that snow already to the north and east of Madison, and we'll see those temperatures fall through the 20s and teens into the single digits on Thursday. So a cold start to our day for Thursday, and highs really only making it into the mid to upper teens on Thursday as well. Here's a look at your 7 to 10 day forecast. We're still fine tuning that track for the Friday and Saturday more significant storm, but we do have an alert day in the forecast on Saturday. I think most of the snow will actually fall on Saturday. That's why we don't have anything in for Friday at this point. Now, the snow totals could definitely be affected if we get a northerly track that would bring some more freezing rain and possibly some rain into the picture, so stay tuned for further details as we iron out that system. So let's take a look at your first alert traffic update. Taking a live look at Park Street and the Beltline, we are definitely noticing some slow go on the Beltline in the eastbound direction. Traffic is backed up all the way to Verona Road, and with some pockets of clearing in there, but also we start to see that volume increase past Park Street as well. And on the westbound side, a little bit slow on the other side of Park Street. Right now, eastbound University Ave to the interstate, 26 minutes, so that's running a little slow. Average speed of around 35 miles per hour. Other routes in and around Madison not looking too bad. 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville with an average speed of around 70 miles per hour. That is your first alert traffic update.
All right, thank you, Dave.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a warning for all consumers using Microsoft. What experts are saying you need to do to avoid being hacked. National Security Agency says it has found a serious vulnerability in all of Microsoft's operating systems.
This comes as Microsoft is urging all users to download Windows 10 for free. As of today, the company will no longer provide security fixes for the very popular Windows 7. Hillary Lane breaks it all down.
NSA cybersecurity experts announced the flaw in Microsoft's operating system in a phone call to the media and urged all Microsoft users to install a new security patch immediately.
Today's patch has a number of critical and important patches, and we urge network owners to implement all of them.
The NSA says government and military agencies got the patch earlier and they are secure. Experts say the flaw, left unfixed, could give hackers an open door.
There is a critical vulnerability inside the Windows operating system that would allow hackers or governments all over the world to potentially spy on what happens inside the Windows operating system, not just for your home PC, but for computers that run systems at banks, power plants, and other systems across the world.
Computers with automatic updates enabled will get the fix automatically. Otherwise, users need to go into their computer setting and select Windows Update. This comes on the same day Microsoft is urging customers to ditch Windows 7. That operating system is 10 years old, and Microsoft says it will no longer provide free security updates. Windows 7 users can download the latest Windows 10 for free.
If you don't upgrade your Windows 7 PC, you're putting yourself and your company at pretty high risk of not just being hacked by a government or some big state-sponsored actor, but by almost any hacker who can take advantage of this loophole.
Microsoft is now offering security upgrades every week, calling it Patch Tuesday. Experts say this latest patch is critical. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
Let's stay with us. We'll have another check your forecast with Dave Caulfield when we return.
For reliable weather day in and day out, watch First Alert Weather.
slippery tomorrow morning.
Yeah, especially as we get to the later portions of the commute, because a little bit of snow and possibly even some freezing rain on the way tomorrow morning into the early afternoon hours, so an alert day in the forecast. Cold on Thursday with temperatures in the upper teens, and then Friday night into the day on Saturday, possibly some significant snow on the way.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes. For News Now at 6, the CBS Evening News is next.